My name is Ethan Miller, and I always thought I had the perfect marriage. For 10 years, I believed my wife, Grace, was everything I could ever want, kind, loyal, and the one person who'd never betray me. But I was wrong, terribly wrong, and I wish I had never come home early that day. Before we continue, don't forget to click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and like this video. Because who knows? With a little luck, those of you who press those buttons will be blessed with long life, abundant fortune, and protected from all things frightening, including the secrets hidden by those closest to you. It started on a Wednesday, an ordinary day, the kind you don't think twice about. I'd been working late shifts at the construction company for months. Grace always said she missed me, that the house felt too quiet when I wasn't around. I missed her too, so when my supervisor told me I could leave work early, I thought it was the perfect surprise. I even stopped at her favorite bakery and bought her those little lemon tarts she loved. The sky was still bright when I pulled into the driveway. That's when I noticed the first strange thing. Grace's car was already there. She wasn't supposed to be home yet. She usually got back around 6. It was barely 4:30. Maybe she took the day off, I thought. Maybe she was planning to surprise me. I smiled as I grabbed a bag of pastries and walked up to the front door. Then I saw her shoes. Her white heels. The ones she only wore when she went out, never at home. They were neatly placed on the mat right by the door. But next to them was a pair of men's shoes. Black. Expensive. Definitely not mine. My heart started pounding. At first, I tried to tell myself they belonged to a friend. Maybe her brother dropped by. Maybe she had company from work. But something deep in my gut told me otherwise. The house was quiet, too quiet. No TV, no music, no footsteps. Just silence. I turned the doorknob slowly. The door was unlocked. Inside, everything looked normal. The faint smell of vanilla candles drifted from the living room. Her purse was on the counter. But then, I heard it. A faint sound. Laughter. A man's voice. And Grace's voice, softer, almost whispering. It was coming from upstairs. My hand started shaking. I put the pastries down and climbed the steps, one at a time, praying I was wrong. When I reached the top, I could hear them clearly. "You should have told him," the man said, chuckling. "He doesn't need to know," Grace whispered back. "It's better this way." Something in me broke. I pushed the bedroom door open, and there she was, Grace, my wife, sitting on the edge of our bed, wearing only her robe. Beside her, a man I had never seen before. They both froze when they saw me. The room fell silent. The only sound was the wind outside. Grace's face turned white. "Ethan," I didn't let her finish. "Who is he?" The man stood up, adjusting his shirt. "Maybe you should leave. Man, this is what you think." "Oh, it's exactly what I think." I snapped. "Get out of my house." He gave Grace one last look, then walked past me, silent, smug, as if he'd done nothing wrong. When the front door shut, Grace finally spoke. "Ethan, please." "It's not." "Don't," I said. My voice cracked. "Don't you dare lie to me." Tears filled her eyes. It was a mistake. "How long?" I asked quietly. She didn't answer. "How long?" Her lips trembled. 6 months. My knees almost gave out. 6 months. Half a year of lies, while I was working overtime to pay for the house we built together. I turned away, unable to even look at her. That night, I didn't sleep. I packed a bag and went to a cheap motel on the edge of town. Grace called. I didn't answer. She texted. I didn't read them. I sat on the edge of that hard motel bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering how everything had fallen apart so quickly. How could the person I trusted most be the one to destroy me? The next morning, I went back to get the rest of my things. The house was empty. Grace wasn't there. Her shoes, the ones by the door, were gone. The bed was stripped bare. Only a note sat on the kitchen table. It said, "I'm sorry, Ethan. I didn't mean for you to find out like that. I didn't know how to tell you. I need time to think. No goodbye. No explanation. Just sorry." Weeks passed. She didn't come back. I went to work, came home, ate alone. People at work stopped asking how I was. Even my mother said, "Maybe it's better this way." But it didn't feel better. It felt empty. The house was too quiet now, but not peaceful quiet. It was a kind of silence that follows a storm, heavy and suffocating. Sometimes I swore I could still hear her voice. A faint whisper in the dark, a memory looping in my head. Then, one night, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. "Ethan Miller?" "Yes, who's this?" "This is Detective Harris. Are you the husband of Grace Miller?" My heart sank. "Yes, what happened?" There was a pause. "Sir, we need you to come to St. Anne's Hospital. There's been an accident." When I got there, the hallway smelled like antiseptic and fear. The detective met me outside a dimly lit room. "She was found at the old bridge outside of town," he said. "Car went over the rail. We're still investigating, but it doesn't look accidental." I felt my world collapse. Inside the room, Grace lay unconscious, tubes running from her arms. Her face was pale, bruised. She looked small, fragile, nothing like the woman I'd known. I took her hand. It was cold. "Why, Grace?" I whispered. "Why did it have to end like this?" Her eyelids fluttered. She whispered something so soft, I almost missed it. I was scared. She survived, but she was never the same after that. When she came home weeks later, she barely spoke. I tried to ask about the man, but she only shook her head. "He's gone," she said quietly. "Please, just let it go." I wanted to, I really did, but part of me couldn't. One night, when she was asleep, I checked her phone. Most of her messages were deleted, except one. A single text from an unknown number. "You told him, didn't you? You ruined everything." Sent the night of the accident. After that, strange things started happening. I'd find her staring out the window for hours, whispering to herself. Sometimes she'd wake up screaming, saying someone was watching her. I thought it was trauma from the crash, until the night I heard footsteps in the hallway. I got up, thinking maybe Grace couldn't sleep. But when I looked out, I saw someone else. A man, tall, wearing a dark coat, standing outside our bedroom door. When I turned on the light, he vanished. Grace began to unravel after that. She refused to go outside. She said he was still around, that he blamed her for what happened. I didn't believe her until I found the note. It was taped to our front door one morning. "You can't keep her, Ethan. She's mine." The handwriting. It matched the text from the phone. I went to the police. They searched but found nothing. No records, no fingerprints, no proof anyone had been there. But I knew he was real, and he wasn't going to stop. A week later, Grace disappeared. Her car was gone, but her phone was left behind on the kitchen counter. The last message on it said, "I'm sorry, Ethan. I have to end this." They found her body 2 days later, by the same bridge. This time, there was no sign of struggle, no one else around. But something about the scene didn't make sense. Her shoes, the white heels, were neatly placed beside the car door, just like that day when I came home early.